So the Super Mario Galaxy movie is here. It is of course the long-awaited follow-up to the 2023 surprise box office smash, the Super Mario Bros. Movie. And if you've been following other reviews around the internet, you'll probably be aware that Super Mario Galaxy is currently receiving mostly negative reviews from critics, with a Metascore presently sitting in the red at just 36. But that's neither here nor there. You're here on my channel now, and you might be here to ask, does Super Mario Galaxy truly deserve these overwhelmingly negative reviews? Well, you've come to the right place for that question, so sit back and relax for a completely honest and balanced take on that question. And while you're here, please hit the subscribe button to keep up with my work here on this channel. First, the positives. Super Mario Galaxy looks fantastic. I mean, it looks absolutely incredible. The color palette and sheer artistic brilliance of the world of this classic gaming mega franchise translates super well to the big screen. And as of 2026, I honestly don't think I can remember seeing a fully CGI animated movie that looks this damn good. Like, ever. Heck, at the rate that AI is presently evolving, it is certainly inevitable that we may end up getting a Super Mario game that looks as good as this movie does. And that'll certainly be the day, I'll tell ya, based on how bright, shiny, and immaculately illuminated these colors blend together and absolutely pop out on the big screen. If you're a fan of my channel, you would know that I'm an absolutely huge fan of the IMAX format. However, given that Super Mario Galaxy wasn't specifically filmed for IMAX, given that it's an animated movie, it wasn't filmed at all. I didn't think it would be worth my effort to travel to an IMAX theater to see Super Mario Galaxy. However, in hindsight, after watching Super Mario Galaxy, I think I can definitely say that this movie looks so damn good on the big screen that I would absolutely recommend anyone who has the chance to see Super Mario Galaxy in IMAX to take that chance, because this movie is definitely worth the biggest screen possible. That said, even in a regular movie theater, Super Mario Galaxy looks absolutely brilliant, and at a minimum, the sheer visual spectacle of this movie was enough to get me through the whole movie and have, overall, a mostly good time. So yeah, I did have a great time with Super Mario Galaxy. It wasn't a super great time, and I did feel occasionally bored by the story or lack thereof. But with visuals this incredible, it's very hard not to feel always at least a little satisfied with Super Mario Galaxy the movie. That said, I don't think Super Mario Galaxy was as entertaining as the previous movie. Now, in all honesty, I'm not going to give a super detailed comparison between Super Mario Galaxy and the previous 2023 Mario movie, because in all honesty, I can't remember a whole lot about it. But what I can remember about the Super Mario Bros. Movie was it is a lot more fast paced and had a lot more frenetic energy to it than the Super Mario Galaxy movie. There was just a lot of momentum that kept that 2023 Mario movie flowing on. On the other hand, Super Mario Galaxy is full of a lot more quiet moments, for a lack of a better word. And what I mean by that is Super Mario Galaxy seems to be lacking in energy and momentum in many parts. And don't confuse quieter moments for a great story either, because this movie's story is just about the barest bones cliche you could possibly think of. It's hard to focus on what fragment of a story there is in Super Mario Galaxy because it's just so unfocused. I guess in that respect, this movie mirrors a lot of the Mario Nintendo games, because they too were very light on story and much more oriented towards visual spectacle. Anyway, so in regards to the critics' negative reviews of Super Mario Galaxy that are presently floating around the internet, my overall response to these reviews is, I personally don't think Super Mario Galaxy is a bad movie. That said, I do think your perception of Super Mario Galaxy will heavily depend a lot on what you were expecting from it. I personally went into Super Mario Galaxy expecting to see a fun but light story told in the vividly beautiful animated style of the fantastic world of the fabled Super Mario gaming franchise, which I personally have a very strong affection for, having grown up and played a lot of the Super Mario games, and in that regard, I ultimately got pretty much what I expected. So overall, I had a great time with the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Yes, the story isn't particularly unique or innovative, and I did find myself quite frequently bored at times. But at 95 minutes in length, the movie also doesn't overstay its welcome either. If you have children, I think Super Mario Galaxy the movie would be a fantastic movie to take your children to. However, if you're just a casual moviegoer who doesn't have a particular interest in the world of Super Mario or animated movies in general, then I can't say that there is anything in Super Mario Galaxy the movie that would be particularly worth your time, apart from maybe the very impressive visuals, which now that I think about it, kind of rival Avatar Fire and Ash's visuals in terms of the sheer beauty of the visual spectacle. In regards to casting, I did find the casting of Chris Pratt as Mario as peculiarly strange. Like, CGI Mario looks like Mario, he just doesn't sound like Mario. And as a longtime fan of the games, it's hard for me to wrap my head around the fact that Mario in these movies doesn't sound anything like Mario from the Nintendo games. Like, how can this be truly a Mario movie if the character Mario doesn't sound or at least speak in the same accent as Mario from the Nintendo games? Mario in the games had a clearly Italian accent. Here, Mario still looks like Mario, but I just can't get over the fact that this guy clearly doesn't sound like Mario. Do you agree with me? Let me know your thoughts on Mario's voice in the comments below. And let me know, who do you think should have been cast as Mario in the Super Mario Bros. Movies. Whose appearance does match the voice is Glenn Powell, who I think steals the entire movie, at least in the super short time he appears in the movie, which is about less than a minute. Powell voices the infamous Nintendo character Captain Fox McCloud, who, if you've never heard of him, is basically a fox who pilots a jet. I know, pretty cool, right? And Powell, having maybe the most quintessentially American voice there is, perfectly fits into his role as the legendary Nintendo Starfighter pilot, Captain Fox McCloud. Which is why it is so especially disappointing that he only appears in the movie for less than a minute at about halfway through the movie, only for Fox to never be seen again. Like, were Universal just setting up for a Star Fox movie here with the inclusion of Fox McCloud? Either way, it's totally bizarre and jarring to briefly pivot to an awesome character like Captain Fox McCloud halfway through the movie and then entirely neglect him throughout the rest of the film with no explanation. Fox does appear after the end credits of the film though, so I do think Universal are clearly setting up Fox McCloud as a feature player in the next Mario movie or a Star Fox movie of Fox's own. So what did you think of Fox's inclusion or lack thereof in the Super Mario Galaxy movie? Please let me know in the comments below, and while you're there, also let me know who is your favorite Nintendo character of all time. So to summarize, Super Mario Galaxy is a fun movie if you're after some super cool retrograde animated visuals to indulge in, or if you just want to switch your brain off for an hour and a half and indulge in a futuristic rainbow colored spectacle of bright rainbow colors and fun. But on the other hand, if you're into real deep cinema, then yeah, this isn't the movie you'll be particularly wanting to see. On the other hand, if you're a parent to young children, then definitely take your kids to see Super Mario Galaxy the movie. I'm sure they'll have an absolute blast. Anyhow, if you enjoyed this review, then please hit like and subscribe. It's the best way to keep up with my work here on my channel. And see you later, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.